Well, hello there. Welcome to the Dana Spencer Show, where we talk about solving problems, building relationships, quitting corporate, and the freedom to walk in your God given purpose. So, how are we feeling out there? I hope you have been able to get up and move around. You've got the activity of your limbs. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And I'm super glad today because I have an amazing guest with me today. Oh my goodness. It's amazing how you are in conversations with people and then the Lord just reminds you of things. And my cousin Marsha was telling me about her amazing husband. And now our paths are more aligning now. So I wanted to bring him on the show. Welcome to the Dana Spencer Show, Coach Thomas Patterson. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Y'all show him some
Thank you, Dana.
show him some love in the comments. Well, Thomas, I'm super excited to have you here today. So we're going to just jump right on in because I know you're a busy person and I'm not going to hold you forever, but I do have some questions that I want to ask you. So
Sure.
first, let's start off by saying, you know what? What was it that you wanted to be as a little boy?
Mhm.
What was it that you wanted to be when you grew up?
Well, growing up in New York, uh, my father, uh, my father had a 10th grade education, and he moved from South Carolina. He didn't want to be. He really didn't want to be a sharecropper the rest of his life. So he packed up and came to New York. And but he, like most country guys, country boys, they're hard workers, um, good people, And he came to New York. He got into the trucking business in Kennedy Airport, John F. Kennedy Airport here in New York. And he got in the trucking business, and he worked with Germans. He worked with Italians. I grew up with under those guys, and so they helped him to start his own trucking business. So he was one of the very few black-owned trucking businesses in Kennedy Airport. This is in the 60s and 70s, throughout the 80s, and then it dissolved. But so growing up, I was driving at what, 9 or 10, driving forklifts, loading and unloading trucks, standing there, sitting on the forklift, threatened by my uncles because, of course, it was he and his brothers came up, threatened, you better not poke the box or go too much, So it was learning under fire. So I wanted to be like my father. I wanted to own the business. I wanted to have continue the trucking business, and but it didn't work that way. It dissolved. They had union issues, and he just chose to retire and move back south. So that's what I wanted to do initially. That's all I knew from a kid. My father was a business owner, so I wanted to follow in Dad's footsteps, but it didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So after you realize, hey, that's not going to work. So where did your path lead you?
It led me to smoking and drinking, smoking, drinking, running the streets. Uh, oh man, yeah, that's what I was supposed to be a rapper. We were MCs back then, and it was for real. Do you remember? You may be old enough. Do you remember Ed Lover? Ed Lover,
Vaguely.
Dr. Dre, and
Dr. Dre, yes.
yeah, all of them. Well, I was supposed to be part of that Rap City. I was supposed to be, audition, but it was supposed to be, yeah, you got it, me and my man, a few of us. So we were supposed to be rappers, but we had a manager, and we chose to rob our manager's studio instead of getting it just got crazy. So, we were just young people with no vision, and so maybe I blew that, but God had other plans. So he kept me out of jail, kept me from the grave, and I'm here today.
So you said a young person without a vision.
Yes.
How important is it to ensure that our young people have a vision so that they know this is where I'm headed so that they can reverse engineer to get to where they're trying to go?
Well, I think if I sat down with 10 parents with their kids with the same issues, He needs a vision. He needs to be focused. He doesn't know really what he or she wants to do. You may get 3 out of the 10 that are going to say, Coach P, I vetted you. We vetted you. We believe in you. We've talked to people, and he or she is in your hands. Those are the parents that take the risk with a good coach, a good leader, a good mentor, and they allow us to mold the kid and sometimes say the hard things that the parents are afraid to say. Parents are afraid if they're too tough on their kids, they'll lose the kid. You've lost them already because you're talking to me. So you may not have lost them already, but you understand you need some help from the villages to help raise this child. So those parents that have done that with me throughout my years, they have their kids, they soak it up, they trust me, and I treat their kids like it's as if it was my child. So, and they work out pretty good. I mean, they go on to college, they get degrees, the list goes on, with all the success that we've had. But you've got to find somebody that you trust that can help you, because a mother can't do it by herself. A father can't do it by himself. Mom and dad, believe it or not, they really together are going to have to find somebody else to help us get this kid to the next level, mentally, and athletically. So it's definitely a job that everybody has to chip in.
So now, did you play any sports in high school?
No, when I got of age to play, I played a little basketball. Yes, I did play basketball. I played football, but I quit. I didn't, I was working with my pops, and in the summers when your father owns a business, he doesn't care about AAU or you understand, your family's in business. They just want you to work, man, So I was working. I missed that tournament. Forget it. I'll just make money, So I became an earner. I learned how to make money, which in the long run, it helps me. Some of my friends, I'm further ahead than they are right now, but as a child, you don't understand it. Right. Every Saturday, I got to go to work. My friends are at the tournament. We got games. I can't do it. So yeah, I played baseball, basketball, and football.
But it sounds like you didn't take the traditional path. So once you finished high school, sounds like you was just making money and you just skipped college?
No, when I got out, the funny thing is in the 12th grade, I got saved. I gave my life to the Lord. Amen. And, but those first 2 years, because my parents weren't college graduates, they really weren't pushing college. So I didn't go to college. So I thought I'd work. I worked for 2 years. So I was 20, and I was so tired of these crazy jobs. I said, I got to go to college. So that's what forced me. I got tired of those jobs, and we figured it out, in the coaching part, that came on down the road.
All right. Well, we'll circle back to that. But here on the Dana Spencer Show, we love a good love story. So definitely tell us how you met my cousin Marsha.
Oh wow. Well, at the time I was deep in church, and wasn't thinking about the streets no more. And so a bishop, a minister that we both knew, I came to Indianapolis, me and my buddy, he's a New York City policeman. So we're coming down, and we're on the hunt. We're looking for wives. We're on the hunt. But we weren't hunting that particular thing. We weren't hunting. We were coming to pay our respect, because I knew the children of the bishop had died. So we get there, and I see Marsha and her mother. No, first I see Marsha. She's with about 5 beautiful women. I mean, the whole circle is just, and so, but I pinpointed her. I said, I want her, that one. Now, in that circle was some celebs. Tracy who was in that circle? what's the group? I'm trying to think of the group. Lord, the name is leaving me. Anyway, it was some celebs, right? So I waited. I said, I can't walk up on that circle because it's too many women. You walk up, they're all looking at you up and down, like, no, girl, no, girl, you don't want him. So I said, I'm gonna wait until she singles off, you know, and she did. She was walking with her mother, and I caught her. I said, hey, can I talk to you for a moment? And then she's talking and everything, and we're talking, and I guess she was feeling the flow that I was throwing. I believe she was feeling the flow, and she was receiving it, you know, and we exchanged numbers, and from that point, that was it. But it was at a funeral. Oh, that's what it was. Elder Barr's wife. She was in the circle. So you imagine, that's all of them. That's the circle she ran with. And and crazy, after we got married, they came and visited us in Louisville at the house and everything, you know. It's crazy. So that's how we met. That's how we met. Yes, with your aunt there, and she's looking at me. Well, how you doing? Well, what's your name?
That definitely ain't Daisy.
Yeah. How you doing? How's your name? I said, oh God, you know. So and that's how it happened.
So, and I feel like you got some game for the brothers out there. So, the one thing that you said was you do not approach a woman in a group.
No.
So I hope the brothers out there receive that game.
No, you don't. I wouldn't do it because, you know, first thing they're gonna do, look at you, look at your clothes, look at your shoes. Now I was correct, but I don't want to be judged by 5 or 6 at one time. You understand? So, and girls are fun. Women are funny. They'll throw off. They might say, "Girl, you don't want him," but she'll talk to me when we walk away. Your girl gonna talk to me. Yeah, she is telling you that, so you don't want the cat, you know. And then she slipped him her number when you walk away. You know, women got game too. You know, nah, girl, you don't want that, girl, and then but you want him, girl. And so I wouldn't do it because I wanted, you know, you want to kind of make it one-on-one. You know, know me for me. If you're not interested, let me know. But I don't want all your girls to judge me. You know, that's like a woman walking up on a guy, 5 guys. My God, that's like a lamb walking in the midst of about 5 or 6 wolves. You know, they're all smacking their lips. Yo, hey, yo. With men, you got to hold them back. With women, you don't know, they got poker face, you know. But the men, they all want to jump on it if everything's correct. Yo, how you doing, shorty? What's going on? You good? You know, funny thing with Marsha, we were talking, and I'll move on. I won't talk too much, but I said, well, give me your number so we could. I said, let me think. I ain't gonna say so. I said, so we could correspond. Why don't you give me your address so we could correspond? You understand? We could correspond. She said, well, I'll give you my phone numbers. I said, you have more than one? She said, yes, I have a car phone, I have my dorm phone, and I have my home phone. And I'm saying to myself, a car phone? This is what was it? 1980, what? Car phone? I said, oh, wow, okay. Give me your car phone number. Gave me car phone number. I gave her my number. Soon as I got back to New York, I called the number she gave me. I said, back then, you know, they had all the commercials. 1-800, call now. If you want your head reshaped, 1-800, call now. If you want your gutters, 1-800, call now. And girls in New York, women in New York would give you a 1-800 number. You meet them in the street. You didn't have cell phones to call it right away. They just give you any number, any area code. And as soon as I got home, I was like, and she picked up. I said, oh, I got a winner. I've got a winner. So, yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
That is so awesome. So the Bible does say a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
I found her.
Yeah. So do you have a couple other tips you would have for the brothers out there who are looking for a wife?
Yeah, if you're looking for a wife, you got to pull out of the crowd. You got to pull out of the crowd because men, our level of maturity is different. You know, my light may come on now, your light may not come on for 2 weeks. You see, my buddies, his light ain't coming on for another two months, 2 years. So I'm ready for marriage. He still wants to play around. You understand? So I was laughing the other night. We were talking, Marsha and I, and Nicaea, and I'm like, no, I was going on dates, you know, prior to meeting your mom, go on dates with sisters, and you know, when you get, you know, and Dana, this is a touchy subject. You know, when you get ready to get married, some people they want to test drive the car, right? So I didn't want to test drive the car. I had enough test driving prior, a lot of automobiles. I don't want to test drive, you know. It's just how I thought. I felt if I test drive, who else is test driving and walking away? You understand?
Yeah.
You know, so it's different when you're just dating a lady and when you're gonna wife her. You know, and it doesn't mean the man is picture perfect clean. Most of us aren't, you know, but doesn't mean that, you know, but when you're ready to make that move, you want that special one, you know, and so you have to pull out the crowd, number one, and go for what you want. You can't listen to your man because he don't know nothing. That's why he ain't married now. So what do you know? So you pull out and you have to prove that. I mean, I remember when we were dating and I kept trying to show her my when we got serious, and I got serious quick. I said, look, I'm gonna show you about 5 or 6 of my pay stubs. So when I tell you I make this much, I worked for Marriott Hotels at the time, and I was in school part-time. So she said, okay. I said, I make that much. And now I'm gonna show you 5 or 6 months from now, again, I'm gonna show you those again. So you know, I didn't make photostat copies or nothing, you know. So just showing her where I'm at. Then I said, but I'm going to make a lot of money one day and real soon. And, you know, we're going to do good. We're going to do good. So she bought it. When she messes with me now, she'll say, I only married you because you was in New York. I wanted to move to New York. Yeah, right. So my game had you. My game had you, girl. So yeah. They have to pull away and go for what you want and be genuine, because all of the one size cookie cutter now is out the box. That's out the door. You got to be that special guy that she wants, that she thought about, that she dreamt about. You understand? And it can't come from what your man thinks or what this one over here, your sister thinks. You've got to go for it. And when you go for that one, there'll be some kickback from sister, brother, mama, especially your sisters and your mother, because you're the guy in the family, you know, and they feel they don't want this lady. She ain't good enough for him, you know, and that's a problem.
So what about even from an athlete's perspective, and you know, with the social media and the girls, how important is it for guys to be able to just really lock in on their goals if, you know, all of these women and all of this is a distraction for them?
Well, with me, I've coached at Kentucky State for 9 years. I've coached at Spalding, different other colleges, coached overseas in China, Lithuania. For college kids, the first thing is we have tough conversations that perhaps the dad and the mom didn't have. We talk about relationships. You can't disrespect women. We have to talk about sex. Well, Coach P, maybe you shouldn't touch. Well, I'm going to touch about it, because if I don't touch about it, something goes awry, and I got to read about it in the newspaper. I'm dragged in the news. Everybody dragged in the news. So we all going to deal with it then, aren't we? So I have to tell them, you can't. First of all, you shouldn't be using drugs or alcohol if you're a student athlete. That's number one. Number two, I know you're gonna have fun. You're gonna be attracted to women. Okay. If she is drinking or smoking, you can't be around her, because you can easily get a rape charge if something goes down if she's intoxicated. Automatic charge if she's because she did something not with all everything knowing what she was actually doing, you're going to go to jail. That's how it works. Secondly, I try to get them, you got to at some point talk to women, try to build a relationship with somebody, just walk with her to class, or, it doesn't have to be the home run. Now, you say, some people
It don't have
say,
to be the test drive.
huh?
It don't have to be the test drive.
You don't have to be no test drive. No test drive, Dana. So, easy. Some people say, well, I thought you was a minister. You telling them that? No, I'm telling them there's steps to this thing. We all know what we shouldn't do according to the Bible, but we also know that we're human and it's a process. So how do I help the process so it's successful? You understand? So I have to teach them, you have relationship. I said, if you're the campus whore, the good girl that really likes you is standing in the back looking and said, he would be such a nice young man to date if he only wasn't a whore, if he weren't a whore. Now you just messed up on the one because she sees you acting a fool in the cafeteria during the games or whatever. I have those conversations. You understand? So, and there are times where they'll call me in the middle of the night, P, I'm struggling with this, that, and the other. P, I've had kids come to college, they've got child support, things like that in college, and we got to figure a way to help them, figure a way to help him. He's in college trying to better himself, but the child support is something a responsibility he didn't take care of before. So now let me talk to these young cats, the younger ones that didn't make that mistake yet. So they ain't got to worry about child support and all this other stuff. You'll be able to take care of your child when you have it. So it's it's quite a responsibility.
Yes, and it sounds like you take it very seriously. So what actually are you doing now with your profession?
Now I'm coaching at a high school here in Long Island, New York. And I have a postgrad program as well, postgraduate program. And the postgraduate program we've had for now 3 years. And it is a program for kids that have not graduated college. I mean, they graduated high school, but they didn't get any offers, any interest or nothing, but they want to play ball. So they play for me for 6 months. I kind of cram everything in 6 months. So I've got to knock out bad coaching. I got to knock out attitude. I've got to knock out everything. But yet I've got to allow their personality to blossom and the real person inside, that lovely person God created, that personality to come out and blossom. At the same time, I got to chop down some of their ideologies and things they think was right and it's not right. And I've got to make them marketable in front of college coaches. So I get 6 months to do that. So we're every kid that finishes goes to college. In the past 2 or 3 years, every year we've had at least 3 to 4 kids that have never played high school ball. Never played. And they come and they have the dream. And so it's tough. So when they come in with their parents for first workout or tryout or whatever, I'm loud. Marsha says obnoxious sometimes, but I'm going to be me in front of the parent so that on this workout, that's the extent of what I'm going to be in practice or whatever. So if you can take that, we're good. But if that's too much, it's not going to work because I have what you want anyway. Your kid barely graduated, has no offers, it's not working. He has no body of work. You don't know what to do. Shall I continue? Where's he headed? He ain't going to have a wife, not going to have a family. He's going to be a good for nothing in just about a year. So I think this way is the best way. Yes, coach. And they come and we get them in school. I know so many coaches and everything. So, we get them in school. So this year we've got a good crop. So we got the postgraduate program and we have the prep program. I'm over the girls, first time coaching girls. So that's interesting. and I'm happy, you know. Yeah, and it's 238. This is the name of it, 238 Basketball Academy.
Oh man, you said so much that I want to unpack. So first of all, so since you said you have to demyth the bad coaching and the bad attitude and all of these things, so how are you able to recognize that this is a person that you're going to be able to help?
It only takes about a week or two, and you know, it takes about a week or two, and you'll know. You know, they come on time for a week or two, for 2 weeks. They come on time, and then I'm usually overboard. I'm a little too much, so I can see if they could take the too much. But it's deliberate. It's deliberate. Can you take the too much? It's a test. You know, I was chaplain for Coach Patino for 2 years at Louisville. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, I was chaplain. So I got to see him up close. And, you know, it's different. It's different in practice. He has a microphone on. You could get cussed out. You know, you mess up in practice, he send you over to the trainer, the trainer. He's standing there like this, and he's got the treadmill. They put it on 10 miles an hour, and they put you there for 5 minutes. And then you come back and practice. You make the mistake again, you're gone again. I was with Coach Patino working on his camps in at Kentucky, when he's at Kentucky. And I was there with Tubby Smith. I was there with all of them. And I saw how they dealt with the players and everything. And you want high level, you don't understand high level. It's just like a high level job. You know, everybody's got a job. Everybody's trying to make money. And we're not going to let an 18-year-old mess up what I got. You know, I got a family to feed. Now, if you don't want to abide by these rules and restrictions, then you got to go, buddy. So I give it to them in 2 weeks. They take it. I get about 2 to quit every year. 2 to quit. But their lives just it sinks down because you were already down when you came. But you weren't strong enough. You know, one year I had it where a kid's father committed suicide. Grandfather committed, the son was playing on the team, and I was letting the grandson be a ball boy, and the guy killed himself. From what I'm told, they found him dead in the thing. So, you know, in his apartment. And the week before, I didn't know. He was like, "Yo, P, I think my grandson's in good hands, P, with you, man. Man, I just like what you're doing. I love you so much, brother. I love you, man. And I know you're going to do good with him, man. So I'm glad he's there with you, man." And I didn't know that was his last speech to me before he took his life. So I'm still hurt over that. But the kid was being homeschooled and just following us around, his grandson. He's in the 10th grade now. I brought him to the high school with me this year. I said, because your grandfather told me to take care of you. You understand? The boy done grew about 3 or 4 inches. He's taller than me now. So he's smiling. And that's a good story. And then I had another one. Father died. Another one. Both parents died. I mean, in this, you know, you talking about mental health. That's the real mental health. Some people cry mental health on stuff that ain't nothing wrong with them. They lazy. And you're just lazy. There ain't no mental health. Then there are authentic mental health issues when a young kid loses both parents. And those 2 parents that he lost, let's be honest, they didn't teach him very much even when they were alive. So now what is he left with? This is a shell of a kid. You know, they appear to be tough and all this, but deep down inside, they have nothing. They're poor children with nothing. So I try to help, you know, but you only could go but so far because you got everybody else to care for and carry. So it's, you know, that's what it is.
Are you seeing a difference, you know, with so many young men and young ladies even growing up without their fathers? Are you seeing a difference in the children, or they're all the same and it just is what it is?
No, I see a difference. Some mothers, you know, when my mother and father divorced, for an example, my mother was a strong woman. She could really just still carry everything to a certain degree. Those women are gone now. Those women are gone. It's a little different because those women also had other help. They had other help, you know, not Jimmy that comes every other day and slides back out at 3 a.m. Not Jimmy. They had other help. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make this podcast rated X, but I'm just saying these are things that happen.
This is life.
There's life. There's life. So yeah, so they had their mothers, sisters, their brothers. They had people to step in when dad wasn't there. Now it's not like that, you know. And now everything is attainable. So we don't even know what poor looks like no more. No one knows what poor looks like in America, because poor kids got have on Jordans, they have on everything. What's poor? Poor goes to the grocery store and pull up with three whole basket shopping carts of food. That's poor, because they have assistance. So what do we know? Poor, we don't know what poor looks like. Poor is not what you have no more. Poor is here, your mentality. You know, so you have to figure out who's got the poor mentality, because you could have nothing and have a rich mentality, have a very positive mentality, but you'll get further ahead in life than the person that's really poor, but they have things, they have stuff, you know. So we have to figure out who, you know, where's everybody at? So everybody's not going to be saved. Can't save them all. Can't save them all.
So what would you suggest for that mother out there who knows that, you know, her child is poor mentally? What are some things that she can do to kind of, you know, help get them on the right track, other than send them to you?
Yeah, that's a good one. Send them to me, and then have a sit down talk with them. What do you want to do in life? Like how you did with me here today. You know, it's kind of like what life is about. Well, what did you want to be when you grew up? You know what I mean? Where did you go off track, or did you go off track, or when did you go here? When did you go to college? And you have to talk to them like that and find out, because for most of them, no one has ever asked those questions. It's just, what you want to eat today? You going out with him? Y'all want to go to the movies? Y'all going to the game? It's never what you want. What do you want in life? You know, we got to put that together, because if you don't know, I can help shape it. You know, our Indian brothers, they help shape their kids' lives. You're going to be a doctor? No, you're going to be a doctor. And that's it. That's it. That's it. I recruited a kid. He was 6'9", Indian, with the turban, the whole nine. He said, Coach P, I want to play with you. I want to play. But my mother and my father, they said they want you to go and be a doctor, not basketball. No. I said, you're 6'9". I can almost guarantee you're going to get into college. Guarantee. No, Coach P, they don't want me to go. They say they want me to go to school to be a doctor, and that is it.
Doctor.
The doctor. You know, and so different ethnic groups, they don't give that much leverage to their kids, what you're going to do or whatever. No, we're going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to catch up. But in the Black community, what you want, we don't even ask. It's like whatever they're morphing into, we accept it. So you're going to morph into her having 3 kids before 18? That's what we're going to do? That's how we're living? And it's not to say those that has happened to, that they're bad people or anything wrong. But I'm saying that's not the blueprint. It's not the blueprint, you know. I could have did better in life. It wasn't the blueprint. But, you know, I got back on track, you know. So we have to set a blueprint of success and hope that they stay on it and they follow through. Yeah. Yeah. And your question was,
what were some of the tips that we could share with the mothers out there, as far as the ones that aren't mentally there yet, but, you know, you start off saying we got to have a conversation.
Yes, conversation. Then we got to see where are they academically? Where are they academically? All right, because we got to get a solid education here in high school. Then we can start deciding about college. It's just really high school to college. That's what the conversation should be. That's it. High school to college. Now, after the saying is, let's get all the right people on the bus and then we'll decide where we're going to go. Mm-hmm. let's get all the right things on this bus here. That's education in high school. I don't need you with any babies. If no babies, whether it's a man or a boy or a girl you're dealing with. I don't need no babies. You ain't having none and you ain't making none. Now, we're going to get to college. We're going to pick the right college, right? What you want to study, right? Now, once we get you going there, everything else will take its course. You'll probably meet your sweetheart, whoever it is, and everything happens from there. But they mature. In college, you mature. You slow down. Your social skills get better. You slow down and you see life different. And you see other kids who are on a different pace. They're running. Their parents have them running in a lane. I'm gonna get this education, go get my master's. Then I'm gonna worry about getting married or whatever. And then you see this one over here, man. If I could just get through this, if I could just get through these classes, and then you get somebody over here. I'm just here because they made me come to school. And then you get, you find out where you are. What's your niche? And then I think our kids find out if they want to play athletics, we got to find out. The high school, is it good that they're at? Is the coach any good? Is the program any good? Then what can I do to find something better? Because kids are being destroyed in these high schools. Coaches are no good. No good. No good. They just show up. They haven't worked on their craft. Who have you sat under? What? No tutelage. No nothing. No. What have you done? You just said, I'll be the coach. I'll be the daddy that. I'll be the pappy that baby. You just raising your hand just to do something, and you're not good. And you're wasting this kid's 4 years. See, when they play for me, it's not just playing, Dana, playing games. We go to tournaments and things like that. It's also, I get on the phone during the season. So by Christmas, I want all of my kids to have at least 3 options. At least 3. Yeah, I got a kid here. Yeah. Oh, he can go. He can go. Well, P, do he smoke a lot? Are he going to mess up my locker room? No smoke. No smoke. Good kid. 2-family home. Or if it's a one parent, 2-parent home. Or if it's one parent home, but the mom is on top of everything. Oh, yeah, real good. Grades are tight. I put my word on this. All right, P, send me a little film, but I don't really need it. If you say he could play, he could play. That kid is off and gone in college, just like that. But the coaches in high school won't do that because most of them have not coached in college. So they have no connections. So if they haven't coached in college, and a lot of them even have not even played in college, how can you make a kid better? I was just telling the kids the other day when we coached we at Kentucky State, and we're at in Kentucky playing UK. 20,000 people getting booed. I'm being called the N-word, all kinds of stuff. You understand? But I've been in that environment. I can't look back in the crowd, flip them a bird, or say something slick. All the cameras are on me. I mean, that's just what it is. And the players looking, they're like, wow. I said, oh yeah. But I've been there. So I know how you're going to feel. You're going to be nervous. How do I approach this? But if your coach wasn't there, how can I put you in that position and bring you along? I've coached in China where the coach wouldn't even stand up for the Sharks, Shanghai Sharks. He wouldn't even stand up during the game. I called timeout. Timeout! Blasted my team. I had 7 Italians and 2 black guys. And we tied the score up. He got out of that seat. He got up and started coaching. You thought it was going to be a cakewalk? You must be crazy. You know what I mean? So I got that experience now. You see, when you got this big arena and, how do you coach? How do you coach against this team is a championship team. And I just got guys that come together to coach them in the preseason to get this team together. So you got to put your kid in a situation where they have certain expertise. They've been there. And if not, make the sacrifice and put him somewhere where he's going to get what he needs or she gets what she needs.
And I heard you say, you talked about, picking up the phone. How, we talk about building relationships on the Dana Spencer Show as well. How important is it to build these relationships?
Oh man, it's priceless, because you gotta, that's how the world runs basically. There no the interviews. It's you knew somebody to get in. The best jobs, career jobs, you have to know somebody. It ain't in the newspaper. It's not on Indeed. You know, you gotta know somebody. When you see a basketball job for a college on Indeed, you're not gonna get the job. See, it's an NCAA rule. You have to put the job out there for 30 days before you hire. So they already have who they want.
This is a formality.
Formality. They have who they want, but NCAA says you gotta at least offer the job for 30 days. So it's who and you get in the door, and that's that. So getting on the phone is very important, and it helps. It really does. It helps, because we get the kids in, we get them out, and they're success stories. They're success stories. Yeah.
So you're talking about now about to coach girls, and this is the first time that you've coached girls. So what have you already noticed that is different about coaching girls versus the boys that you've been coaching?
Girls, if you tell them they wherever they are athletic wise, when you get them, whether they're really good or they're okay or they're not that talented, as you work with them and tell them what to do, when they get it, they got it. They don't question you. They're like, what else, coach? Guys challenge you. Yo, but why I gotta do that? I've been doing that move forever, though, coach. That move works. I don't care about your move. It don't work. That's why you with me, because nothing you doing working. What do you mean it works? You keep talking to me like that, you're going to get kicked out of here. It works. Now, girls, I flip in and flip out. Girls, girls don't do that. That I'm finding out. They're like, okay, Coach P, whatever you say, all right. And they do it. And they help the other ones. You see, I think with girls, if you win their trust, you got them. If you win their trust, you got them. Now, it takes the time to win it, but if you win their trust, you got them.
Now, do you know, as far as like the girls who you are coaching, do they have a dad in their life or no? Because I'm thinking that you potentially are the dad that some of them don't have.
Half do and half don't.
Okay.
Half do and half don't. Yeah. A couple of them, their fathers are policemen. And then some of them, I never see the dads, only the mothers. And so it's like 50-50. It's like 50-50. But a lot of the girls, some of the girls, the ones that don't have the dad, it's difficult because you're getting a girl at 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. If she hasn't been taught certain things, us having children, we know every lesson we teach them, it ain't easy to get it across to them. They fight us sometimes. They don't want to do it, So now I got to go through that with a ball player, but it's the father role that you're playing. So now, I got to have patience, can't snap, so you got to find ways to get the message across, and telling a girl, don't do this or don't do that because it'll mess up your career. You know what I'm saying? It's harder telling girls that than guys, but they'll let you know when they want you to tell them, because a lot of them are looking for a father. Mm-hmm. They are looking for that guy they can trust, that's not trying to hit up on them, that's not trying to get slick, because then there's so many of them, they're slick. So many of them. And if they're not trying to get slick with the child, they try and get slick with the moms. Mm. Now they really messed up, because the mom's sleeping with the coach, and now the coach ain't gonna be authentic with the kid. He's only doing stuff to make the mom happy. No, it ain't gonna work. So it gets messed up. But girls, yeah, some of them they really want that father image, and then you draw a line, because you really can't be her father And then you're dealing with women. Sometimes, see, when a girl becomes the daddy's girl, hi daddy, she'll lay on him and all of that. She's close. That's your baby girl. But you can't do that with somebody else's daughter. But if you don't draw the line, she'll think that. Not trying to do anything malicious or anything, but the relationship is there. And that's why the father is needed so much. A girl needs a daddy she can trust, that don't want nothing, no strings attached. And he's her protector. You understand? He's her comedian. He's her, let's go get some ice cream or whatever we're going to do, eat that mommy don't know we eating. A girl needs that. But as a coach, you have to draw a line. That ain't your daughter. You know what I'm saying? With boys, it's different, because they ain't going to be huggy. But they just want to know, yo, P, what up, man? So and so and so. They want you to give them information how to win in life. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll hang around you without saying they hang around you, because they cool. They want to say, I want to hang with you today, coach. It'll be, coach, so we eating at your house today? That means they want to hang out with you. They won't come out and say, coach, I just want to chill with you today. So that's it.
Yeah, that is so good. So what if people are out there, and do you have like summer programs or camps or conferences? What you got going on that if somebody wanted to connect with you?
Yes, we well, right now for 238 Academy, Basketball Academy, you can get us at www.238basketball.com or at 238 Academy. And I'll talk to you if you have a child that wants to do a post-grad year. We have housing here in Long Island, and there is a tuition fee. It's for 6 months. We play junior colleges, other prep teams. We travel, things like that. You call, we get you together. Now, in terms of summer camps and stuff, we just finished a summer camp about 3 weeks ago. We do have camps here in New York and Long Island. I work at we're based out of Upper Room Christian School in Dix Hills, Long Island. It's in Suffolk County in the suburbs. It's a nice area. It's not, it's safe. You ain't got to worry about too much out here. I call it Louisville, New York, because it's soft. It's Louisville, New York. So, and we have camps. Right now we're about to start our season, so won't have too much going on until maybe spring. And then we'll have camps, clinics, and things like that. If someone wants to send their kid with me for a week or two to get specific training in a certain area, where they're bigs or guards or they're girls, we set that up as well. Consultation in terms of college, what's needed, what's not needed. All the rules are changing every day. They have just gotten rid of the requirement for SAT, have SAT score to play. So now it's left to independent schools. Some schools may say, well, we still want you to have SAT score, a certain score. But for the most part, they've gotten rid of it. And it was just a part of pacifying everyone, because the NCAA makes $2 billion a year off of sports, and they're not paying any of the participants. And so to pacify it, they made a rule where you could transfer now and play right away. So they go into what's called the transfer portal, put your name in there. I play at Louisville. I don't want to play there no more. I'm going to play for Kentucky next year. It used to be you had to sit out a year to discourage people from hopping around. So to pacify everyone, because they didn't want to pay athletes to play, they said, we'll loosen some rules on some things. And then they came up with the NIL, name, image, and likeness, where the local car dealer says, would you be in a commercial? We'll give you $10,000 to run this commercial. Now what used to be under the table is over the table. It's on the table. So those are things that they've done. So we talk with parents. We let them know what's what. We talk to them. We let them know what a typical college day is going to look like. A lot of parents don't know. They go to college. Like if the kid comes to play for me, they say, well, his day, what's his day entail? I said, before we go any further, do you know how many hours the coach is allowed to deal with your child on a college campus in America? They say, all day. I said, no. NCAA only allows 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day for your child that they could do something. So if they use 3 hours for practice, they've got 1 hour left. So that's got to be for film, weightlifting, whatever else, individual instruction, and you've got to put all that together. And they have to have a day off during the week, and they have to do 2 hours study hall a day, NCAA. So I said, so the coach is only going to see your kid a maximum 4 hours out of that entire day. So if you come to me for post-grad, why should I have them doing stuff for 10 hours? You see what I'm saying? So you have a lot of post-grad programs that you could come and stay in, you boarding, room and board and all of that. So they create fillers. We're going to do this for an hour, do that for 2 hours, that for whatever they can find to fill that day till 10 o'clock at night. And then they charge you $49,000. Why? They choose to do that. So I'm just upfront with them. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to give them real life skills. I teach them etiquette. I had someone coming in every year to teach etiquette class, how to sit down at the restaurant, how to what utensils are on this side of the table, that side of the table. When you get up to go to the restaurant, where do you place your napkin? If you're in a business meeting, how do you deal? Do you eat? How many hours you eat before you get to the deal? All of that. How do you dress? Are you going to look like with this suit that this is your first suit you ever worn? We deal with those things. So it's life skills, kind of like the old school economic class. That's what's needed today. Life skills, how to dress, how to, I tell the guys, you can wear your hair, whatever, but it has to be clean, and you're going to have to get a lineup at some point. You understand? Now, if you want to go natural, then make it look nice, natural with no line, right? But you can't come in here with hair coming down your back, down here. You can't do it. Can't do it. We want to look good when we're on TV. We want to look good when the crowd comes. Be you, but be the best version of you. You understand what I'm saying? So, and you got to smell good. You got to look good. You got to act right, We teach that. It's a lot that goes into this. It's a lot because the kids don't know. Again, these coaches they have don't teach them anything. So by the time we get them, we got to teach them etiquette, teach them how to carry yourself during the game. Don't talk to the crowd. Don't talk back to the refs. Hustle in, hustle, a lot of stuff. So, God is blessing us though. I enjoy doing it.
It sounds like you have an opportunity to have a coaching program for coaches.
Thank you. That sounds about right. Yeah. I never thought of that. I always thought, who would want to listen to me? But the funny thing is, they I'm in the process right now of interviewing young coaches. So I saw a coach, and I went to a game he was coaching at AAU, and he comes in with the do-rag, he comes in with a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm like, okay, all right. So the person that told me about him is a pro. They're like, P, you right. You right. But he don't know. This generation don't know. They don't know. They can have a degree, they still don't know. There's a certain way. I said, I know he just got his dreads done and he's laying them down and everything. But, I'm not stupid. Why do you think I'm stupid? Huh? You think we didn't grow up and had waves? We had waves. We wore the rags and the stocking caps too. But when we left the house, we took it off. We wore it so that when we leave the house, we look good. But if you wear the stocking cap and the do-rag in the house, and when you go out, and when you go to work, when do you wear your hair? What are we doing? It's not a permanent attachment. If you know what I'm saying? So we're not stupid. We understand you laying it down, just got it done. I know that. But there's a time where you gotta let that stuff go. Jay-Z wore it, yes, but he don't wear it anymore. You don't see him with a stocking cap or do-rag on no more. So anyway, I'm sorry, Dana.
My last question before we go, because I could be here we can be talking all day, but my last
question, it's been great.
So the NIL, you brought it up, and I was going to bring it up, but you brought it up. What are your thoughts on the name, image, and likeness, the NIL? How does it benefit just your thoughts?
NIL, I have yet to get one for any of our kids, but I do think that it's necessary for kids. They should, if they could get it. It's just marketing. It's just like if you're on Instagram and some company sees you or whatever, and you speak up for them. Or it's like Run DMC used to wear Adidas so much until Adidas gave them a contract. But they didn't have it in the beginning. But they're putting it out there so much. Like, look, yeah, they can be ambassadors for us. So I don't have a problem with making the money. They've been making money. I mean, the truth be told, everybody knows athletes have been getting money. The ones that's supposed to, and the other part is, well, why do you want to pay the stuff to do that? Once you find out how schools are ran, you'll understand that there is absolutely zero money in the bank for fencing, for cheerleading, for those sports don't have any money, no budget. So football takes care of that. Basketball takes care of the rest. Volleyball doesn't have a whole thing. Golf doesn't have a whole bunch of money. The money earning sports, basketball, football first, then basketball. You understand? That's how it works. So yeah, it's going to be more of them from those sports that get the NIL. They're the money earners. Nobody knows anybody who's the champion for fencing, who's the wrestling champion here at Wyoming University. We don't know about wrestling. That's what it is. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't know exactly how it works yet, but I don't have a problem with it if kids can, they have an earning. Now, you've got to also, I was looking as a kid I know, he's making $1 million now in NFL. $1 million in the NFL. He's in his third year. He makes $1 million a year. So we know half of that's going to go tax, right? So do the math on the rest of that. And then you've got Angel Reese that got NILs this year that played for LSU, and she clocked over 1.5. So she makes 1.5 in the off season, right? And he is playing gladiator sport and only making $1 million and gonna get taxed half of that. So it works out, man. It works out. I would say for the athletes, the NIL is it. Angel Reese said, why should I rush to go to the WNBA when I make more than all of them? She said, I make more than all of them. 1.5. I got free clothes. I'm 1.5. She's so popular. She says she's not even going to take classes for a senior year. She's not taking classes on campus because it's too much of a distraction. Get it, girl. Get it.
Right. So should parents be branding their children on social media and all these places?
When you say branding, what do you mean? Just showcasing them? And
yes.
I wouldn't do it. I don't like parents showing their kids at 5 years old on Instagram or something like that. People are crazy. They track you down and do all kind of crazy things. It should be, some stuff should be in, keep it to yourself, But if they choose to go that route to make the money, that's them. But it's a hard road. It's a hard road. That cyber world, it's a hard road, I wouldn't trust it, not with my child.
Right.
We'll go the old-fashioned route.
Right.
Do the old-fashioned way.
So if we were going to put a bow on this conversation, and it has been an amazing conversation, what is it that you want the listeners to walk away with?
First of all, thank you for having me. And secondly, I would say I would like them to walk away with the challenge. Am I doing everything I could do for my child or children? Am I doing everything? Do I really know what their innermost desires in life are? Do I really know what they really want to do? Am I helping the cause? Am I hurting the cause? And if whatever the case, what can I do from today on to energize my kid, put the battery in their back, and get them moving toward a direction that's going to help them in life? Because I'm here to make sure that they're good. You know, I'm here to make sure that they're good. I'm fine, but I got to make sure that they're good. You know, and I want them to think about that. And if not, get in contact with the right people. Get in contact with the Dana Spencers of this world, and who knows everybody that can, you know, you could plug them into whatever walk of life that they need help or assistance in, and use all the resources around them to get this thing, because we're working hard, but we got to work smarter. Work hard, but work smarter. You know, the resources are here. I wish that the billionaires and millionaires of color would just drop down and help the smaller people who are helping in the communities and things like that. You know, we run a $40,000 budget a year for 238. What's $40,000 to a millionaire that you could give it and write it off anyway? With 501(c), you know, you're gonna get tax write-off. You know, what is that? You know, they drink that up or go to the strip club and get rid of that. Give it to us, and I could show you what we could do with the lives that are changed, the parents' lives that are changed. Had a kid, I in there, had a kid came, and oh God, beautiful kid. He played for me for 12 post-grad. The father was very boisterous. He was loud, you know, big guy too. And he throughout the kid's career, he told the referees what he wanted to tell them. The kid was just confused. He doesn't want to go against what his dad is saying, but yet he's corrupting the game by keep talking loud like that, walking the sidelines, you know. Oh God. So he does it with me, and I call him in, gets real loud one game, looks up at Marsha and says, if your husband would play my son more, we would do better. Well, that particular game, we were winning. And the other kid on the team had 40 points. He was going towards 50. His kid is in the game, but he's feeling some kind of way because he's getting 40, 50 points. His kid, it's just not his game. He's okay. The next game would be his. Had a meeting with him, and I said, look, man, let me tell you something. First of all, don't ever approach my wife like that. Don't talk to her like that. You know, you don't know me. You don't know me. You know this side. You don't know the other side. My family, we don't mess with our women and our children. Everybody turns into a superhero after that point. I said, so, but we're black men, and I love you. And but if you don't let me coach your son the way I see to coach him, he can't be here. He said, yo, coach, big dude, I thank you for pulling me aside. Nobody ever pulled me to the side to talk to me. And I appreciate you. And from this day on, he's in your hands.
Okay.
I didn't know how that was going to turn out. I thought we was going to have to touch all the furniture, rearrange the room or something. Just a big dude. I'm a scratch, kick, bite. But he said, nobody talked to me. They were all intimidated by him. So, you know, I wasn't. So we got to change lives, you know, and sometimes it takes confrontation and things like that, you know. But that kid went on, had a great year, but because of the way he was brought up, he got in trouble later. Mm-hmm. And he's in prison now. Oh. And the things that I was trying to get across to them, you know, it ain't going to work. And unfortunately, I didn't want to be right in that situation, but it turned out I was right. But I stay in contact with him, with the parents. When the kid went on to college, I went to one of his games. The parent, like, Peter, that talk was the best thing that could ever happen, man. I'm so happy. My boy here, and he got in trouble for something, not over drugs and nothing serious, but it was something that was created another bigger problem. So we've got to listen. We got to get our kids to listen, man, because they think it's a joke. You're here now. Tomorrow you'll be sitting in a prison or in a grave. Listen and learn. That's where we at.
Yeah, I definitely think you should consider that program for the coaches. And I just thank you so much. Just
let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
the wealth of knowledge. Put a battery in your child. Listen to your children. Have a conversation with them. So you heard it all here today on the Dana Spencer Show. Thank you again, Coach Tom. And until next time, get that battery and listen to your children.
Yes.